What's up, gamers, and welcome back for more WotC-20. Today's matchup is going to be Wigglytuff versus Steelix and Fortress. Steelix and Fortress being paired for the first time. Fortress been getting a lot of experimentation, has had a lot of partners, but looking for that perfect fit. So looks like today it is going to be Steelix. Turn 1 is going to go to Fortress with Pineco inactive. A Metal Energy will be the attach for turn into an Eco Gym and then an Elm. Eco Gym to protect those metal energies from energy removal. And Tuff already starting out with a Cleffa and a Tyrogue on bench.
Would discard a non-colorless energy instead of going to the main.
Eco Gym currently being explained.
So if you ER or Hyper Beam or whatever, this metal instead of going to main. Does not protect cycle DC.
Alright, and with Elm resolving, we'll see if any more basic energy get drawn to join the bench here. We know Fortress likes to run a 4-4 line of Pineco and Fortress for maximum spikes. There is another Pineco. And can't quite see the hand. And a pass. And no Cleffa found off of that Elm. DCE drawn for Tuff. Jigglypuff in hand, as well as a Double Gust in the computer search. Lots of decisions being made here. Going to decide what to comp for, maybe. I would definitely have that Jigglypuff join the bench. And Jigglypuff does join and becomes active. DCE attached. Going to be pound for 10, or will we see a Double Gust? We will not see a Double Gust. It is pound for 10, so... Fortress there from Skyridge has 50 HP, the most of any Pineco. Has 40 left. Does have Double Edge, which can deal 30, which is great versus babies. But Double Edge will deal 10 recoil. Of course, with Metal, that all reduces down. A Rainbow attached. Alright. Wow, Item Finder tossing an Igglybuff and a Rainbow, I think. So go and replay that Elm, try to find more basics. Try to fill this bench up, get a baby. The Rainbow attach for turn also deals 10 to that Pineco, so Pineco now at 20 damage. Of course, it could respond with Double Edge. Double Edge in this case would deal 20 because of Metal, and no recoil to that Pineco. Cleffa joins, Onyx joins. So the Elm paid off there. And Double Edge will swing from Pineco to Jigglypuff for 20. Both Mons living with 20 damage on them right now. Well, at this point, with Double Gust probably not super effective in this matchup. Although you could drag in the Onyx, but you don't want to get hit super effective if there's a DCE on the crackback against the Jigglypuff. I'm wondering here if you would just take your comp searches and dump hand to go and get a Wigglytuff and maybe a Fan Club, fill the bench up. And no cards at all this turn. Just marking another 10 onto Pineco. So Pineco now at 30. Steelix coming down from Aquapolis onto that Southern Islands Onyx. Earth Rift being the big scary attack on that card. And into a copycat. Works against clutching as well as if Clef had just eked. It's a copycat 4/5. That'll be supported for turn. DCE coming down on the Steelix along with the Strength Charm. And Pineco retreats. Earth Rift for 20. Hits everything for 20. But rolls a tail, so cannot Earth Rift next turn. That Strength Charm ruling currently is wrong. So with Steelix active, both babies being at 20 is pretty good. If there's a Warp Energy in hand next turn for Steelix, it can come back in and then use Earth Rift again, even though it rolled tails on Earth Rift's effect. So that's something to be considered for tough here, especially when you do want a big bench. Steelix is a little hard to deal with. And marking 20 on the Steelix with Pound, so a lot of puff, not a lot of tough. Steelix attaches a metal and passes, working its way up towards being able to use Iron Smash at some point. Remember, next turn, you're going to see an Earth Rift, and it's not going to be pretty for the babies. And start thinking about how to use those comm surges.
Sure. So it doesn't matter what I pick for you. The middle.
Double Gust brings Tyrogue active. Smash Punch is a Tails, though, on the Pineco. That would have been a KO. So still no prizes taken for either side here. At this point, probably feels bad to retreat the metal off of that Pineco just to get Steelix and attempt at a double KO here. If you can find a Strength Charm, though, the way we've been ruling it, that would end the game. Gonna retreat the Steel off anyway and roll for Earth Rift. It is good on the babies, but cannot use it next turn. So that's a double knockout, and Puff is now at 50 damage out of 60. So that was definitely the right play. Just one misrolled card away from ending the game on the spot. Prizing now 6-4. Tough spot to be Puff in. Double Gust here is effectively just a Gust, considering there is no bench set up for Jigglypuff, but if there's no bench for Jigglypuff, you're also probably not winning. Gust pulls in the Pineco. Abra joins the bench. And Pound will take a knockout. Not sure where the Wigglytuffs are, but let's see, is there a computer search in hand? There's still a computer search in hand. 2 computer searches in hand. I'll start going and grabbing things and oaking and getting out of whatever scenario it is right now. Now, because things... Yep. Earthrift for knockout because it was gusted away. Takes a knockout. Jigglypuff goes to the bin with a DCE, prizing now 3-5. Abra now comes active. Now if that Abra seems out of place, it's because it is a free retreater. And for a single attach, it can deal 20, which means it is pretty decent as an answer to what Jigglypuff doesn't want to see, fighting types with a psychic weakness. There's also fighting types with a grass weakness, and that is what Koga's Zubat in this deck is for. So, weakness coverage. 7 cards in hand for Steelix right now. No Fortress is set up yet, and no Wigglytuff set up yet, so definitely a strange game. Seeing the first computer search of the game here. Get a good deck peep going. Cleffa joins the bench with a DCE and a Focus Band. Shaman coming down, taking a large hand away from Steelix, but maybe providing some Pinecos or Fortresses on the back end of that. The phrase that Shaman won you the game is not uncommon. Quick bin check here. I assume we'll see Cleffa come in, try to build up a bench, slow things down, which is always a little hard to do against the Steelix. I see a Nightly Garbage Run in hand, as well as an ER. The ER not as good against Metal right now with that Eco Gym up, but can still take out DCE. Energy removal does come down to remove that DCE. Cleffa coming up, Abra gaining a Focus Band as well. There's the first Fortress of the match. Spikes, meaning whenever the active changes for the opponent on the opponent's turn, the new active takes 10. And Earth Rift hits the Abra, but cannot be used next turn. Abra coming active because of that Cyclone Energy attach. Now remember with Focus Band, if a Pokemon with Focus Band attached would be knocked out by an opponent's attack, you flip a coin, and if heads, it is not knocked out, and instead its remaining HP becomes 10. Then Focus Band discards, so. If you are the attacker, you want that focus band roll to be a tails. One of the few times you are hoping to see a tails for your attack. Big hand for Tough. A little hard to read that die. I think the Steelix still is only tagged with 20 damage. Another bin check. Lots of hard considerations here. To fill the bench or to not fill the bench versus Steelix. Seeing this computer search, see what gets pulled out here. Looks like a Jigglypuff being grabbed there. I don't believe this build is running Fan Club. I would definitely consider it. Jigglypuff joining with a DCE. You can see Oak in hand, it will just be a pass. And Rainbow Energy coming down on the Steelix, damaging it a little more. But now you can Iron Smash. That Iron Smash just did 70 to Abra, so now we see a Focus Band roll.
It's good.
And it is good, so Abra survives getting Iron Smashed into a fine powder. And Focus Band discards, so Focus Band pretty good as far as flip cards go. Really trying to find a way out of this scenario for Tough. I think the answer is going to be committing to Tough and swinging with full board, hoping to take out Steelix before it can take out you. Almost no fortresses in play, so you can feel good about that right now. And it's a pass. Oh boy, here comes Charity. This is an awesome card. We'll let them explain first.
Is it lets me reduce the damage to the active Pokemon until the Pokemon is attached to. At the end of the turn, if I didn't knock out your active, it comes back to mine. So I'm going to protect. Reduce it to 0 to Spring Zebra, and it will 10 to 11. See what it is next turn.
Alright, so we've been trying some new stuff on the channel. We've been putting down some old school music tracks from the games here. So if you couldn't hear the explanation for Charity, Charity allows you to reduce your damage to the active, your opponent's defending, by any amount you want. You're just reducing your damage output. For Steelix with Earth Rift, you can still hit the bench and deal 0 damage to your opponent's active. So if you can lock them into the active and then disincentivize them to switch because spikes are down with Fortress, Steelix can just wipe out the bench, and the opponent's active is stuck. So in this case here, that's exactly what's happening. The Cleffa has 20 on it. It can't come in active and Eek without getting knocked out. The Abra could retreat, but then it would be stuck on the bench until it comes back in and knocks itself out again. So as long as Steelix leaves the active alive, that is the kind of a lock in place. Something went down on the bench at the top. I cannot see because of the glare, but we have another Cleffa on the bench, as well as a Zubat, oaking away a Psychic Energy and a Metal Energy for full grip. So now Tuff is going into Turbo mode, which I like to see. And there is a Wigglytuff.
It's I think as many.
Tuff can come on in and survive an Iron Smash, assuming it doesn't high roll. I'd commit Tuff and start swinging. I think Steelix would be a 2-hit KO from that as well. Again, can't read that Steelix die, but I can see the die for Tuff pretty easily. Spikes from Fortress, dealing that 10 to Jigglypuff. Tuff coming down. Attach for turn, probably recycle. Alright, Steelix is up to 70, so Duel of the Wave can KO next turn. That's a big deal. Alright, Fan Club coming. Now, keep in mind, I said that Iron Smash would have to high roll to KO, or it just needs to not low roll and another Strength Charm can be found. That would also do the trick. That would put it from 50 to 60. Oh, there is an Eevee. I wonder if we will see Espeon. And another Pineco joins the fray. Also, only 3 prizes left here. If an Earth Rift can take 2, that's something to consider.
Iron Smash.
Instead, we're going for Iron Smash. It low rolls. That does 0 damage. I don't think Earth Rift could have been gone for there. I think it rolled Tails last turn in terms of repeating it. That turn seemed a long time ago to me. Alright, Do the Wave gets the knockout on the Steelix. Pricing is now 4-3, still in favor of Steelix. Of course, no Steelix in sight now, just Fortress and no energy on board. Espeon comes down as a manual attach. Onix to bench. And is there some energy for an attach? It is a pass. No energy. There is me and Jake exchanging game notes.
Well, it's just one of those days.
Yeah, 5 dice no hits.
Live by the egg, die by the egg. And then someday you'll hit 4. You'll obviously have 3 split insurance.
Alright, another knockout. That was quick. Wigglytuff doing Wigglytuff things. Do the wave, hitting Cleffa super hard, prizing 3-3. ER comes in and removes DCE from Wigglytuff. Goes through Eco Gym, don't have to worry about that one. Still no energy attaches. Espeon staying active. So now Tuff able to stick around, really able to swing. Of course, you could get Onyx to come in and take it out with a DCE of your own if you find one. You'd probably rather Eek at that point. Will we see some Onyx Slam action for super effective damage? Probably not, because Zubat's ready to retaliate. Recycle to Wigglytuff. Lullaby puts the Espeon to sleep, but it wakes right back up.
Oh my god.
Still no energy for Fortress. Tuff gradually getting energy back despite getting a DCE removed. Another recycle in hand. So now 3 recycle on Tuff. Do the wave is going to now hit Espeon, dealing 60. Keep in mind, if Cleffa were to become active during Tuff's turn, Focus Band would not save it from spikes. Cleffa now coming active. And now we're baby stalling here. Do the wave attempt. It is good. Prizing now 2-3. Tuff takes the lead. Espeon comes back active. Cleffa joins the bench. Another Espeon comes down. And we are just juggling damage around with Espeon at this point. Still no energy for Fortress. Huge, huge hand for Tuff. Doesn't look great right now. Quick bin check for Tuff. Curious what's being looked for. It might be Gusts being looked for. Definitely don't want to play double Gusts with that Fortress here. Instead it is Do the Wave to 60 for Espeon again.
Sorry. Catch Charity.
Charity attached for Eek. Gotta love it. That'll go back to hand after it resolves. Now keep an eye on those 2 Espeon being damaged. Honestly, Cyclone in hand from Tuff would be pretty devastating here, because it would knock out the Pineco, and the Fortress and the Onyx do not want to get sucked into the active position here. So Cyclone, I think Cyclone should come down. Anything getting pulled in by Cyclone here would be not ideal, at least for Fortress. Psychic to Abra. Just going for a Do the Wave. Looks like that was a Tails, though. Fortress number 2 comes down, so now you really can't willy-nilly retreat. Although it's only 2, so... as long as it's not that Cleffa or Abra, you could still bring in whoever you want if you're Tuff. That Cyclone would have put us at prize parity. Or not prize parity, final prize. Unless, of course, the Onyx was brought in. Okay, it wouldn't have guaranteed a prize. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. Gus will pull in the Abra. So that was pretty strategic, because if the Abra just retreats next turn, Tuff goes up to 40 thanks to the Fortresses, which means on a DCE, Onyx just needs 1 heads to get the knockout for super effective damage on Tough.
I gotta look up these.
We're talking about the slam attack for double colorless. There is a warp now on Onyx, which means it's 1 attach away from being able to use slam. A second charity. No one expects the second charity. Cyclone is still available. We have yet to see it. Oh, wait a minute. Alright, Tough gets a knockout on that Cleffa. 1 prize left for Tough to get. I had to reread Charity there. Alright, Gusting Abra again. Gotta be careful because Abra can take a knockout on Espeon. Steelix comes up. Found it as well as an attach with Rainbow. Double Charity. Trader putting a Cleffa back into the deck to go and find another Fortress. So now this Abra is going to get stuck inactive. Steelix is just going to start griefing the bench. Charity reads, you attach it to your active, and unless that Pokemon gets knocked out, meaning the one you attached it to, you return Charity to your hand at the end of the turn. If your Pokemon attacks and does damage to the defending, you can reduce that damage by any amount to the nearest 10. So I thought if you reduced damage and got a knockout, Charity would discard. It is if your Pokemon gets knocked out through something like Recoil. Third Fortress joins the party.
Reduce damage attack to 0. Yep.
Alright, Earth Rift does 10 to bench. Charity will make sure that the Abra sticks around. Focus Band roll. Looks like the Focus Band did not save that Cleffa, prizing now 1 to 2 in favor of Tough. So now, Tough comes in, it'll get knocked out by those 3 Fortress. Zubat comes in, it'll get knocked out by the 3 Fortress. And I can't see what the glare with the card on the top is, but looks like this is locked down. There's a Cyclone Energy. But then there's Warp bouncing with the Espeons, but Cyclones, you're out right now.
I cannot Earth Rift.
No Earth Rifting next turn.
This is a rainbow, this is a...
If you have an energy removal, hit that warp. And then Cyclone. Or honestly, if there's an oak, start digging. Go get an energy removal. Jigglypuff joins the bench. It gains a grass energy. An energy loop for 20, returning the psychic to the hand, dealing 20 to that Steelix. Steelix at 30 now. Potion energy hilariously comes down, healing up the Steelix by 10. Here's a strength charm.
No, not potion. I'm sorry. Espeon. Warp bounce.
Espeon instead will warp bounce, and I believe that's a double KO. Yes, it is. Takes out the active Abra and the bench Cleffa, and that is the game. So, thank you for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. We will check you out next time. That made no sense. See ya.